What's up, guys? If you are DM setting right now and you're asking qualification questions, people leave you on red all the time, or your appointments just don't show up to the calls, then this exact video is going to help you when it comes to DM setting. Whether you're an offer owner, you're a setter yourself, or you're a closer and you're wondering, why isn't my DM setter able to get these calls to show up to their appointments? This is exactly how I would go about DM setting that increased my show up rate from 56% all the way to 89%. Let's use the example that we are selling sales training and someone swipes up and says, sales. You want to keep it very chill. You want to keep it minimal. What's up, name? What questions did you have about sales? Oh, XYZ, blah, blah, blah. But if they're outbound and they replied to maybe a CTA video, they commented the CTA, then you might reach out to them. What's up, name? So you might be doing sales. How long you been doing it for? Oh, I've been doing it for blah, 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 blah. You build a little bit of conversation on that. This is the entire structure that we use for DM setting. We want to have a normal conversation just like they're your friend. You don't want to be formal. When you're talking to your friend, are you texting them with big paragraphs? Are you texting them with exclamation marks and commas everywhere? No, you're not going to be grammatically correct when you're texting your friend. You want to think of it in a Gen Z kind of language. Instead of saying, awesome, man, let's book in a call to meet with one of my success coaches. When are you free? It sounds so formal and salesy. So we just flip it the other way and say, sick, bro, let's hop on a call sometime. When are you free? Super simple, very laid back. Because it's not English class. Your goal is to mimic the offer owner. And if your offer owner makes relaxed content, they're laid back, they're funny in their videos, it would throw the prospect off if they're all of a sudden randomly formal when they text them. That'd be really weird. If you think someone's supposed to be goofy, but then all of a sudden they're super professional when you text them, you're going to be thrown off. What I like to use is the 70-30 rule. 70% of the time, I'm talking about life, hobbies, interests, things in common, random BS. And then 30% of the time, we actually talk about the niche itself and business related stuff. The 70% is used to build trust so we can get away with asking direct things in the 30%. The most important thing to understand about DM setting is you don't want to rush it. Okay. It's not like meeting some random girl at the club and trying to hit it in the same night. You take it slow, you nurture, you talk about life, drag out the conversation. Don't rush to booking. What you can do is you can reply to stories. You can build convo off random things. Maybe they post a picture of their car in their story. You talk about their car. Yo, this is super sick. What car is this? What'd you get done to it? I'm a car guy myself. Talk about random stuff, right? Build connection. You want to think of DM setting like you're just talking to your friends and then, oh yeah, I forgot we're talking about this on the side. I don't know, this fitness coaching, or we're talking about sales training or day trading on the side. Find out about their pain points, their problems, what they're struggling with, why they're trying to do it. We want to make this seem like a chill conversation. No sales pressure, not being salesy at all. And we also want to match their style of speech, right? If they're typing in line by line like this, that doesn't mean that you type a big paragraph like this. You want to go line by line as well. You match their exact tone and way of texting. Because imagine it like this. If you have a crush on a girl and she's typing 1 to 2 word answers, or she's typing in one sentence, you're not going to type back a paragraph. Otherwise, you'd look desperate. So you're going to match her tone of text. It's the same thing with your prospects. That's what a lot of trash setters do, is they'll just type big blocks of text. The next point is really nurturing them, right? So if you see pain points or things that they're struggling with, give them some value, give them some free game sauce, because you want to really make it like you're just having a chill conversation. And oh wow, yeah, I can help you out with that here. If you could give them free value, you really are nurturing them. And that will eventually incline them to really want to hop on a call with you. So if your offer owner has videos or resources, send those over. If you're qualifying people in the DMs, meaning you don't have them qualified on the type form, you're not having a triager, or maybe you just don't have the right marketing, so you have to qualify people in the DMs, then the way that you get away with asking how much money they have saved up is not by being direct right away. So you find their pain points throughout the conversation, give them value, and then you can ask that direct question because you've built that trust to be able to ask that. You've unlocked that vulnerability with the prospect. Now that they tell you how much money they have saved up, you have to really change the direction of the conversation. Because if they say, oh, I have $4,000 saved, and you say, okay, cool, when are you free? Let's book a call. You look like a money grabber. They would never show up to the call after that. Once they say how much money they have saved up, what I like to do is change the conversation to something else. Oh, sick, bro. By the way, I saw you're in San Diego. I'm all the way on the East Coast. It's snowing over. How's San Diego? Oh, dude, I'm at the beach every single day, blah, blah. Build a random conversation and then loop it back into, yeah, it's sick, bro. Let's hop on a call tomorrow at 4. Now we've built this conversation after we qualify them. So we don't look salesy. We look super chill. Again, you don't want to look like you're just hard qualifying. You don't want to look like you're just there for the money. That's how you build a solid conversation in DM setting. It's supposed to be seamless. Once you bring it back to the booking and you say, let's just hop on a call when are you free tomorrow, and you agree on 4 p.m., then after you say that, send the booking link and reply to the booking link and say, do you mind just putting that time in here so I get a reminder? So I get a reminder. Obviously, they're going to be the ones that are getting reminders about it, but you want to seem super chill and laid back about it. After that, you might book them in and then you send them over another video that nurtures them, or you build out a smaller conversation afterwards. That way you have a little bit of aftercare after they book in. And then on the day of the call that they have booked, you're going to text them 1 to 2 hours before the call. Hey, are you all good for 4 p.m. G? Yeah, I'm all good for 4. Maybe you talk to them a bit more just to really get them to feel like they have a bond between you and them. Obviously, they think they're the offer owner. And the reason why we have this style of setting is because a lot of the time, these people look up to the offer owners. If the offer owner is super chill in the DMs and they felt like they got to connect with them, they're going to be like, oh my God, this guy's super chill. No way I actually got to talk to this person. They're going to show up to the call. They'll always show up. But in the case that you get left on red, here's how to follow up. First time they leave you on red, just say, yo, did you see this? If there's still no answer, would appreciate a response, G. A lot of setters, they do this so terribly wrong. This is what they do. They'll go, hey man, if you can't respond, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to help you out, blah, 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 blah. There's so much friction with saying that and framing it in that way. We want to keep it super simple, super laid back, super chill. That's why we say, would appreciate a response, G. That's it. That's all we ought to do. And then if we have follow-ups, but they're from weeks or even months ago, let's say you're selling growth operating, you might reply their stories like, yo, been seeing your content. How's your offer doing, G? Create a conversation, and then again, same process. Or if you're selling a day trade mentorship, yo, how's trading been, G? You been ripping lately? How much you been making? And then they're obviously going to tell you that they're not doing as well. And then you reel them back in, nurture them, and try to book them again. But that's the process for DM setting. Not only will you get more qualified appointments, people will show up to the calls, then your closer and your offer owner is going to be way happier. But if you want more sales training like this, you want to be better at setting, or you want to get into closing, or you're already closing and you want to make more in commissions, then the first link in the bio, book a call with me and apply to work with me one-on-one.